game for 4 or 5 seconds. How long?
Yeah, a season and a half. Grade 2 hamstring pull, and there were only 9 people there, so I had to keep playing.
Brutal.
Didn't we sit you in the outfield?
No, you set me behind home plate as a catcher who couldn't move. And then I had to drive home that night with my left foot.
Oh, my God, you poor thing.
From Santa Monica all the way back to Sherman Oaks.
That's dedication.
I remember everybody being excited, yeah, we got a black guy. I'm like, what? That's so racist. But okay, all right.
Was
I'm
this
a pretty
competitive softball?
Well,
In our minds, it was.
I mean, slow,
Richie
the
was
slow
on it.
pitch style where
Yeah,
they
yeah.
toss it up. All right.
Yeah, but in your heart, you're still fucking trying.
Yeah.
right.
Well,
And
yeah, I'm just saying,
Richie
you know,
being like,
out
"Come
of
on,
shape
man."
white people,
Oh, absolutely.
It was
they
crazy.
have a chance at
Chris
competing
Porter
at
was
that.
diving
Chris-
for balls. He's
Yeah, he's-
balls out with it.
he
There's
is.
always people like that in rec leagues where it's real.
Yeah.
It's
I'm-
still real to me, damn it.
I'm one of them.
And that's Richie. Remember when he used to,
Our
Richie,
manager.
he's a manager here. He used to be my boss at a day job 10 years ago.
Oh.
And he would tell everyone yeah, my semi-pro football. and we were all like, what's that mean? And he was literally showed us a picture. I'm like, dude, are you wearing a Texas University jersey? He's like, well, we're the San Fernando Longhorns. I'm like,
No.
dude, it's not semi-pro if you're just wearing some
That's-
random college's
You were
football
a group of
jersey.
people who have assembled
Yeah.
Yes, assembled.
once a week.
Well,
and
it's-
not let go.
It's tackle and we all have helmets. I'm like, all right, Mini Vinny Testaverde.
Testing the limitations of your health care is basically
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Horrified of it
And we
now.
don't have any, so that was amazing.
Yeah, that was the first
especially
stop.
working for the Comedy Store. We
Did-
didn't- well, I had insurance.
Didn't Madonia break his leg playing softball for
Yes.
the Comedy Store?
Yes,
Oh,
in Santa Monica, it was
Yeah.
bad. His bone came out. He broke.
oh no!
Yeah, it came out of his-
Exposed.
it was awful. We were like, do we still play or?
That's straight. Did you call an ambulance or did you
we
get
did.
a ride?
No, we called an ambulance.
Like,
It
you're
was
not
bad.
bleeding in my car.
I mean,
Yeah.
once that bone pops out,
We were like,
people are like, all right, you
we
know what? This
should
seems
go."
real. This seems.
Yeah, it wasn't fake like Don Barris would do. Because before we had one where we would play other the improv and I think a couple other I don't think there was a Laugh Factory one. Somebody else was involved, but I remember the improv, I remember the Comedy Store, and Don Barris would fake injuries and stop the game. We not only not won any games, we never finished a game.
What? Why? He's just
'Cause
tired.
he's an idiot. He's just an idiot.
embarrassed.
He's a goof.
He just thinks it's
loves
funny.
to mess with people.
Oh my
Yeah.
God!
You can't play with people like that. That's not
They're not
enjoyable.
competitive
I
enough.
try not to play athletics at all.
I'm on a much more competitive team in New York now with the Daily Show. We play all the other late night shows
That's
in
amazing.
town, and then some of the journalism. We play all of the TV shows, all of the late night shows are in
Okay.
our league, and then we play Vulture and the New York Times,
Right.
Wow.
And
And it's softball?
BuzzFeed. Yeah, it's all.
And it's
Do you
like
play-
it's like crew, or is it just
Yeah.
on camera?
No, it's all crew. Anybody, interns, whoever wants to come out there.
Oh, that's cool.
Jimmy Fallon comes out sometimes and play.
Oh, I
It's
believe
just
it.
literally just anybody. If you are affiliated with, if you have an ID badge for that show,
You
come
can
on
get
out
in. All right.
and play. And it's very there's days where it's chill, and then there's other days where you're playing teams that are clearly using us to prepare for some more serious shit that they've got going on.
Or they're mad that your ratings maybe beat them.
Oh my god! I think we played Fast Company one time, and they didn't even talk to us before the game. They were just
No.
in the zone.
They were just,
It was all
they didn't
love.
make eye contact.
After the game, it was all love. But
Okay.
that, in football, teams warm up on opposite. They split the field for warm
Yeah.
ups. It was like that, where they didn't even come over to our side of the field. And
That's
normally you
hilarious.
just kind of mingle and, hey, what's going on? How are
Yeah.
you doing? Nothing.
Nothing. Unreal.
Not a word. Just straight.
Do you guys
steel
play in
face.
Central Park?
No, we play. It's Hell's Kitchen. It's
Oh, yeah, yeah.
52nd Clinton Park.
Mhm.
It's like
Yeah, I know.
52nd and 11th. Yeah, right there by the studio.
That's the one where I was in New York working, and me and Dice, we were sitting on a bench, and it was just a little park, on the other side, where kids are playing. And then we were sitting there, and we were just about to open sandwiches to eat, just thinking nothing of it. And there was a sign that said, "If you're not accompanied with a child, you can't sit here as an adult." And I was like, "Oh
Yeah.
shit!"
Oh, you guys were over there creeping,
Yeah.
eating your sandwiches and
We didn't
trying
even
to pick
think of
up
it. We were like, look at these
kids
kids
for
how cute."
Epstein, you sick fucks.
You know what I used to do on the road? I used to stop in Chuck E. Cheese. I'm a big video game guy,
Okay.
and as video game arcades started to die in shopping malls,
Right.
Ooh.
the newest games are at Chuck E. Cheese. And like, if you don't have access to every city's not a Dave and Buster city.
Right.
Right.
So I just go in Chuck E. Cheese just to play in the middle of the day on a Saturday. Like, yeah, I just want to play video games.
Right.
And you walk in alone, and then the lady's like, "Well, who are you here with?"
Oh,
Yeah,
What
what
I'm
party
like-
are you here for?
And I'm like, "Well, I'm here alone." And she's like, "What?" And I'm like, "I just want to play
creepy.
video games." Like
it's a different world
they
now.
can't not let you in, but you
Oh,
are
really?
you are watched
being
like
judged,
a
yeah.
motherfucker. Oh my god.
Don't be sharing tickets with these kids.
Yeah, it didn't. I did it like once or twice. And I was like, this got to stop. 'Cause
Yeah,
someone's got.
I'm starting to worry about me now.
You know what it's going to turn into? You'll be a Facebook post and some mom
Absolutely.
blog.
Right.
Hey,
This
just be on the lookout for this guy in
Yeah.
your area. He's creeping around. And once that's the truth, then there's no way
Yeah.
to
Got a
swing
pocket
that.
full of quarters.
The mob is
Creepy.
on board.
Yeah, and then it's
saw him on
extra
TV.
bad with me because I'm playing like the
Yeah.
stupid basketball game and I'm getting tickets and I just give them to kids. Like that's my thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's just give them because I don't need the tickets. But now it's basically candy.
They can turn it into whatever they want. They can get a back scratcher
Here,
or
little boy. You want some tickets?
a kazoo.
What's trippy though is that if I'm out with my girlfriend and we're at Dave and Buster's or something like that, I can talk to kids with no judgment whatsoever. It's almost like the parents look and see me and then they see her and they go, "Oh, well, he has somewhere to stick his dick."
Right.
So
So he's not gonna want.
yeah, he's not
Yeah.
trying to. He's not trying to do. He's not
that
crazy.
thirsty.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's great.
So and then my girlfriend looks good and well put together. So she seems like a type of woman that would.
Sure.
These seem like
she could
consenting
be
adults. Yeah.
She could be picky in the type of, so she wouldn't pick a fucking
Yeah.
lunatic.
Right.
File.
But that's what I am. I'm just a big child, man.
Well, how I love that. That's why you're a comic, a big child,
Yeah,
right?
It
Aren't
doesn't
we all
leave
big?
us.
How long have you? Oh, wait, what are you doing in town? Are you recording something?
Yeah,
or you
I'm
just-
doing. Hell, I don't even know if I can say.
Oh.
Yeah, I can say it's already. The trailer's already out. I'm doing some taping for Crank Anchors.
Oh, killer!
for the new season of Crank
Florentine
Anchors.
did.
So
Is
yeah,
Florentine on that or what?
yeah.
he did
Florentine was
He
one of the
was.
OGs. I
Yeah.
don't know if he's on the new one.
Oh, okay.
I know they got Tracy Morgan, Tiffany Haddish, a lot of
That's
the
great.
old and newbies. So I'm happy to be back.
Yeah. What was
back
your
in town.
character on Crank?
No, I'm taping tomorrow.
Oh, okay. I
So
thought
I'm
you
actually
had
going
a-
to say no. They give you. It's almost like when I did morning radio, where you can only script the first minute of a prank
Yeah.
call. The rest of it, you don't know which way
and
it's
you
gonna
gotta
go.
improvise.
Yeah,
That's
and
a
you can
constant.
try with some of the. You can have a specific character and a goal to get to, but whether or not the person on the other end of the phone is going to let you get there.
Yeah, because
Remains
now
to
they
be
get
seen.
so. I mean, like Florentine had it down. Like because I learned from him. This is so weird that like if you curse, that's when they can hang up. So
Correct.
he was just like just stay, even no matter how mad you get, whatever, how mad they get, like you just stay calm and don't
Which
curse,
antagonizes
and you
them
just-
even more.
Exactly, it's so bad. But now, like with caller ID and stuff like that, how do you get away with cranking?
I mean,
people?
you can mask your number, but
It
I
was a
think
great thing to do.
I was doing it through radio up until about 2010, and in those days, I could get a phone card. For the front part of the aughts, I was just getting a phone card that was a random Denver number, and then you start using Google Voice, and then with Google Voice, I can get a phone number that matches your area code, and 9 times out of 10,
Funny.
your curiosity is going to take over, and you're going to
Sure.
answer because you think it's someone local. But with the way robocalling is set up now for political campaigns, it's very hard to get people's attention. But
Yeah.
I mean, they figured out a way to do it. They brought the shit back. So
That's
and
amazing.
I saw the trailer that they just put on YouTube, and so there's already like some pretty
It's
good.
really
yeah.
funny. Yeah, I've seen a
Yeah.
couple of them, so I was excited to
There's
see
a
it
lot of
back.
people that's got a lot of free time on their hands, and they will entertain idiocracy.
That's true.
So it's fun to it's almost full circle to even have an opportunity to be a part of it, considering that when I was doing pranks before, I tried to get on, and like
Oh,
how you look back at a moment or something you did and you didn't even realize how inappropriate it was
Yeah, I'm familiar.
pretty
until
every day. Yeah.
so I was opening for Bobcat, and he was an EP on Crank Anchors.
Okay.
And knowing what I know now, he was probably a silent EP. He probably wasn't there half the time when they were doing the pranks. He wasn't
Right.
hands-on. I brought with me to Shreveport when we were working at the Funny Bone. I brought a stack of my prank call CDs. I had 3 albums that I had done, and I gave them to him after the first show, not the second show, the first show on Friday night. Hey man, just want you to take these back with you to LA and make sure Tom. The guy's name was Tom Anderson, who was the other EP on Crank Anchors at the time. Make sure Tom hear these, man, because I tell you, man, I got 5 pranks, man. Y'all can use any one of them you want and put me on the show. And I didn't fucking know any better.
And Bobcat's like, all right, man, thanks.
Whatever.
This is cool.
That's Friday night. Saturday
Oh, that
night.
was Friday night.
Saturday night, I come back to the club, and I'm in his face before he's going to say, "You get a chance to listen to them pranks, man? Did you listen to them yet?"
He's
I'm
like, I
telling
gotta go.
What were you doing
Oh.
today, man? You had plenty
oh
of time.
my God. Oh, he should have fired me.
And he didn't fire
He should.
you?
He didn't fire me.
Oh, that's a good
And
person.
and years later, I thanked him. I know he didn't remember it, but I was like, just you know what? Thank you. Just thank you for being you.
Yeah,
Because I've seen comics get fired from a weekend for a lot less in
yes,
terms of hassling the headliner.
and you gave it to him like before, right after the first show, so he could
still had
have
a
very
show to
well
do,
just
yeah.
been like, you know what?
Well, I also had the delusions of Hollywood coming calling and the instantaneousness of
Sure.
fame. So I thought that this was he will hear this.
and
He will
immediately-
gonna
email
love
it to Tom.
Yeah.
of course.
And then Saturday morning, I would get a call from my manager saying, "Hey, you're on Crank Anchors. Congratulations, you did it."
Bobcat was really excited to listen last night, right after the second show.
Bro, the first celeb I ever opened for was Tommy Davidson.
Mm,
And
one of my favorites.
He's great, but he's kind of crazy too.
I had never met that side of him. And then I only know him from the fucking comedy clubs where
Yeah.
he's in show mode and then flirt mode
Yeah.
after the show. So I only get that slice of him. That's the thing I missed out in LA. I never got to be part of the store scene.
Right. Did
So
you start
I-
in New York? Is that,
I started down south. I
Oh.
was 10 years down south before I even moved to LA.
wow.
I stayed way too long. That's another
Whereabouts?
big- Birmingham. So
Oh.
Birmingham was my base, but I was working.
Do they have a good comedy scene down
They
there?
have a great comedy club. But I mean, there's a scene now, but in '98 when
Sure.
I started, no, open mic was once a month per city in the South.
Whoa.
Damn.
Atlanta was the only southern city that had a weekly open mic. Memphis was once a month. Nashville was, I think, twice a month, maybe.
So did you have to drive to all these?
Every
to
week
get-
I drove.
Whoa.
Every week, every single week. If you want to get on stage this week, you gotta drive
So
3-4 hours, whatever, to go do 5 minutes, and then you turn around and go back home.
you were doing morning radio? It's like a regular
Yeah,
job.
I was still
Oh.
doing morning, so I had to be back because I had to be on the air the next morning. So the general protocol was that if the gig was under 5 hours, I would go home.
Right.
So basically, there was like a 4-year stretch where my Monday through Friday was essentially 2-3 hour naps between 4-hour driving sessions
Yeah.
and then working. So I did the math on it over like a 5-year period where I spent physically more time in my car than any other place,
Oh, sure.
more than my bed, more than work anywhere else. I
Yeah.
was glued to
Wow.
the seat of my car. So that was, but I mean, that's what it was. That's what you had to do. And so during those days, you think that there's this magic bullet that will, because that happened for some in the 90s.
Yeah.
You're still holding, you inherit
Yeah.
your predecessor's dreams.
Yeah.
So you think that's what's going to happen to you. I get the call to open for Tommy Davidson. It's a 2-day gig. I packed 2 months worth of luggage.
It's amazing.
All right, 3 weeks. Let's just say 3 weeks. I
Okay.
grossly overpacked because in my mind, the way it was going to go was that I was going to open for Tommy Davidson, and
Sure.
it was going to be so amazing that on Sunday night he was going to come back to L.A. with me. Like literally, I thought
Yeah.
that's how
Yeah.
it works. He
Uh,
goes, "I've chosen you."
Every show, you're like, this is the break.
Yeah, it's
This
the
is the
Chris Rock, Eddie Murphy back of the club.
Yep.
Yeah.
Eddie's here. Can I please have 3 minutes? Chris Rock goes up and then gets Beverly Hills Cop. Like you think that's gonna
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what we doing. Yeah.
Tommy Davidson came to me Sunday night and he goes, "Hey man, didn't see any of your shit, but they said you did a good job. So keep it up." And he just walks off, and and I had brought my luggage to the club.
He probably already bought my ticket. You know,
Yo.
I was sitting next to him first class.
Yo, that was the
What club was
loneliest
that?
ride. This is the Charlotte Comedy Zone on Independence Boulevard, the old Comedy Zone.
Listen, I still believe that that's going to happen for me every show I do. I'm like, this is going to be the time. I'm going to get a manager now. It's only been 17 years that I
Bro.
haven't had one.
Something's got to give.
It was the loneliest ride back to the
Oh
bus
my
station in
God.
Charlotte. And then you take the city. I had to take the city bus
Right.
to the bus station. It's like 10 o'clock at night on a Sunday, and I'm just sitting
Just
there with
lugging,
my luggage.
pulling your luggage.
Yeah, just
Don't touch this.
trying to look positive
Yeah.
somehow.
I'm not homeless. I swear. I
Tommy,
had a dream.
Tommy heard that I did good.
Yeah,
Still-
that's what I thought, but no, I was grossly mistaken. That's why it's so funny when I meet young comics, and I guess in a way it's an honor.
You
but
see the excitement, that same
hey man,
kind of
did you watch my set?
Yeah.
Did you see me up there, man? You saw me do my thing, right? Did you see me?
And you're like,
Hey man, I didn't see none of your shit, but they said you did good.
now you're Tommy Davis. And
Keep
people.
it up.
Good for you.
It's full
Damn,
circle.
it finally-
it's the wire.
it finally
Eventually
came
you
around.
Yeah,
The Wire.
no,
That's a
but
great reference.
I do try to stay connected with the young comics because it keeps me young, keeps me.
Sure, they keep you on your
Busting my
toes.
ass.
I was just telling him I was
Can't do
working in Canada last week at the comic strip.
Mhm.
And so this kid went 19 years old. He's 2 years in. He quit school. Unbelievable. He's like a Norm Macdonald kind of young. And I
Yeah.
asked him, I go, hey, and he was good. Like his great, you can see he's green, but still, he's
It's
got
there,
great
yeah.
joke. Yeah. And he, just the excitement. And I said, how long? I said, who's your favorite comic? And he's like, Norm Macdonald. And I was like, oh yeah, I can see that. Like you know his
Yeah.
influence.
Yeah, he's
But
writing as if he is Norm Macdonald at this point.
Not really, but I can't explain. Like he looks like him. I mean, I guess he's Canadian and white.
They
so
all
that's
look the
racist,
same.
You know,
But-
with those first couple years, it's just all imitating
Yeah.
exactly.
your idols, and
Yeah.
he'll grow out of it.
But he was really good, and I was like, damn, he's 19, you know. And even like working here now.
Shut him down. I told you. Call him. Tell him to get
No
out.
more
Get back to
comics.
college.
We are over.
We're full.
On
We're full.
comics.
I talked to the president of comedy. We're full.
Yeah, there's a lot
Yeah.
of comics now, right? I mean, do you feel like because of this boom, if you will, that there's more people trying to do stand up?
There's more people trying. I think it'll make the top 10% better. Because
Yeah.
only 10% really
Yeah.
is. If I'm going to be generous and we're going to count road comics who aren't of the industry, I'd say only 20% of all comics working are able to solely pay all bills strictly with a microphone.
Right.
And of those comics, if they do not evolve and keep writing and growing, they will be eclipsed by someone that can either sell more
Certainly.
tickets than them or who can rip the show
Yeah.
harder than they can. And
Yeah.
that will eventually rear its head.
It'll
So,
eliminate.
is there saturation of performers? Yes.
Right.
But the difference now to me is that there's more places to perform for the niche, comics.
Yeah.
Because I came up in a time where if you were alt, you just would go to a regular comedy club and bomb. Like that. I think that's part of what
Exactly.
created that whole alt scene.
Their
was that
scenes,
they were
yeah.
like, fuck that. I'm not going over there and dealing with these two drink assholes who just want to hear football and fart jokes.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about some other shit. And I think that's kind of how that scene kind of blossomed.
Yeah.
So if you're a comic of that style, there's a place for you. So the
Right.
feeling that what you have to offer could fit in somewhere, you're probably quicker to jump on board and go, yeah, fuck it. I'll give it a shot. I'll try some comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
I
everybody
hated
does.
alt
So.
comedy when I remember that. I wasn't a comic when that kind of hit, but I remember being here as a waitress and watching people showcase a few pretty famous alt comics now, but I watch them and I'd be like, whoa, this just doesn't fit in here. And I didn't know what was wrong with them. I thought they were just, because I wasn't a comic.
Yeah.
I just knew what worked at the store because I would sit with Mitzi and watch her showcase people and I'd be like, oh, that's terrible. There really are no punchlines on that.
My first exposure to alt comedy was when I got Montreal in 06.
Okay.
And Reggie Watts was on our New Faces.
Mm-hmm.
He was in our group of New Face comedians that year. And I remember seeing Reggie for the first time. And that was the first time where I couldn't find the punchline, and not
You're like,
understanding that the punchline is
the story.
the entirety of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
story.
Yeah.
This entire thing is a punchline. Like
Right.
there are moments within it, and like he's playing with the synthesizer and the noises and the jokes and stories and calling back to other shit. Like, and I'd never seen anything like it
Right.
before, so I couldn't even
You're like, what the
understand
fuck's
how
he
to
doing?
fucking
Yeah.
process it. Like
Yeah.
it's like a new food from another country with a different.
Flair. and
Yeah,
something.
and some shit's moving on the plate, but you eat it with your hand, but you have to bash it with this thing first. It's like, what? I just wanted a
Wait.
burger. I'm just used to burgers.
Yeah.
What the fuck is this? And so I think there just became more and more of a place
Yeah, and their scene blew
for
up
comics
for a
to be
minute.
different, you know. So there's a lot more comics, there's a lot more places to perform. And you're also dealing with a lot of Instagram.
Yeah, I was
and
gonna say that.
digital comics who
I'm so disturbed
blur,
by the
they blurred the line.
YouTube people who have tons of followers, and so they sell out clubs.
Oh yeah.
I was just thinking the dude in Phoenix telling us we were there for the All
Oh, yeah,
Things
that's
Comedy
right.
Podcast Festival. He said, "Yeah, we had these 3 YouTube stars come 2 weeks ago, sold out 3 days, 2 shows a day, with 6
Jesus.
shows. They sold out in like an hour and a half,
Yeah.
and they each did, I think he said 7 minutes,
Yeah.
and then they do
Meet and
meet and
greet.
greet for an
the
hour.
rest of it.
Yeah, the rest of it is hugs and kisses, and the kids leave happy.
Yeah, everyone's happy.
parents
I'm
could
just
care less.
God damn.
$80 a ticket.
Yeah, and the people consuming that don't know that what they got isn't the best form of what they saw.
Right. But they're just
happy
into
with
the
it.
celebrity of it.
It's
which
like
is a
this
lot
is
of
just
people.
what they like. So if this is what you're into, okay, fine. The thing where I say that, I feel like there is a worth to some of that with regards to it still being in the comedy clubs, is because it helps keep the lights on for the good comics that can't
Right.
sell tickets yet. That need 3-4 years. You need 3-4 trips through a market to
Build
sell
up a
tickets
fan
and
base,
become
yeah.
and to
Yeah.
become profitable. Because if you're not making any money for the club, it's only so many times they can bring you through before they have to book somebody that's gonna sell tickets.
Yeah.
Right.
Their
That's the
loyalty is
bottom
to
line.
keeping the doors open, and I think our loyalty is to the game. And we forget that club owners,
Have a business.
yeah, it's all right. You can be loyal to the game and just keep booking the comics that you know that are solid and that people love, but then it becomes a struggle sometimes to always put asses in the seats if it's not connecting. There's a club. Shit, man. I don't even know if it's still there. I believe it is. I should Google it real quick. I
He's
don't
looking it up. I
don't
love
get
it.
internet down here.
Where is it? Oh, you might.
The Skyline Comedy Club in Appleton, Wisconsin.
It is still
Yeah.
there. Brett's giving you the thumbs up. That means he
Okay.
works it. The
Good deal.
unbookables work it.
So before he sold it, the homie Cliff Dietrich, Cliff was a diehard comedy nerd, and that
Okay.
club has been around since like the 80s and 90s boom. It's one of the OG rooms,
Okay.
and there's just certain acts. He don't care what they sell. He don't care what their numbers are. If it ain't that real shit, he ain't booking it.
Wow.
Period. He don't care if you $80 a ticket. Don't care. Won't book it.
Oh, I love that.
But also hurts. It also hurts because
Hurts his
it
business.
hurts his business. But on that principle, that's what he always stood on. I mean, eventually he ended up selling the club. I don't know what they book now. I haven't had an opportunity to really check the lineups lately, but
Mm.
there's some club owners that are like that. But you know, I just wish there was more of a. I can't remember who I was talking with about this a couple of days ago. I wish there was more of a desire to learn from the youngins than completely dismissing them. Because what the fuck are they doing that's making people come for $80 a ticket? Like
Right.
I've shown up to clubs where they do the 6 p.m. kid show before my 8 p.m. 1st show,
Right.
and there's still like 12-year-olds in the lobby waiting to get some shit signed.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there in the corner like,
What am
Yeah.
I've been doing this 18 years. So I'm not going to get mad. I'm going to go home and Google this little bitch and figure out, well, what the fuck.
No, I agree.
And stylistically, I can't emulate that. But if they're the core basics of the internet in terms of content creation are make it funny and make it consistent.
And quick.
Yes.
They
And
like
if
a
you
quick-
do that often enough and long enough. But then the trick becomes, if your comedy is brainy, how do you do something that's quick, that's also deep, and also properly represents your greater brand? If you figure out that Rubik's Cube, then you have...
Without peeling off the stickers?
Yeah.
I'm a cheater.
I'll peel all stickers all day.
Yeah. I mean, and I'll be honest, man, some of that shit is just goofy and weird, and there's YouTubers that go on stage and just talk, and there's no punchlines, and people are cool with that. The thing that I don't like, though, is that because they're not dedicated to the art of the performance, there are a lot of people, and this is the downside to it, there are a lot of people where this is their first time experiencing live performance.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people that create content strictly for the internet, they're catering to some of the audience that doesn't really plug into the outside world. The computer is my world. This is what I fuck with. This is what I do. So for them to finally be convinced to come outside and go see something and it's lackluster,
they're not going to go out.
It's
again.
a reflection on stand-up. It's not a reflection on, oh, that performer was bad. They just go, oh, I went to that comedy club and didn't have a good time.
Yeah. If someone's going to say, hey, you want to go to the Chuckle Bin this week? And they go, no,
I saw
2 months
dog
ago.
backflip, man.
Gary Dog Backflip.
Yeah, I saw
You know
Gary
him?
Dog Backflip. So
No,
I'm not going to go see this
No hating
professional
on
comedian.
Gary either, because in terms of
You
dog
know him?
backflipping, he's the best of the best.
Is that a real person? That'd be hilarious if it was. I'm like, oh my,
Probably is.
No, I
I'm
was gonna-
so bad at knowing.
Some person sitting in Missouri right now going, I could do Gary the Dog Backflipper.
It is weird. Like if you could figure out the algorithm, like how they, I don't.
Yeah,
can't
and then that
explain how they
algorithm
do it.
changes. There's just a way to figure out where technology intersects with what you do.
It's hard for me. I grew up in a typewriter store, so the transition is tough. But I mean, we do these little. I tour with Dice a lot, so we do these little videos, and they're really dumb. I mean, but we have fun doing them because we're always arguing. So we're like this old bickering couple,
Nice.
and they're 40 seconds, and people go crazy from them.
The best is
We got rushed in a mall in West Nyack by a bunch of kids twice in one day. We were like, what's happening
those
right
kids
now?
looked like they were like
Teenagers.
14.
Yeah.
And they're like telling Dice, he's like, and you know who I am? The kid's like, yeah, I follow you
Yeah,
on
film
Instagram.
Yeah.
And so then Dice is
believe it.
filming him, and then Eleanor comes up and she's like, what are you doing? Because he's talking
away
to
from the
kids
kids.
at the mall.
Yeah.
Eleanor, these are my friends.
You don't have child friends.
He's like, they're my friend. And then one of the kids, his uncle works for Howard Stern, Shuley. So he was like, yeah, you know my uncle Shuley. And Andrew was like, oh, yeah. Like, how do you know Shuley? Like, it
Yeah.
was like two worlds colliding. And this young kid, pimpled face. He was wearing a shirt that said Virginity Rocks. We're like, okay. But you're a Dice fan. All right. I can.
Yeah.
You might not listen fully to his act. So
That's the new fan.
Yeah, the way they acted, it was like they were unfamiliar with Dice, the comedian who
But they
sold out
knew the
Madison Square
Instagram.
Garden.
yeah.
But they just know him
Yeah.
as that guy. He was in a movie with Lady Gaga recently.
Right.
And he does funny videos on,
Yeah, you're
Instagram.
just the funny old dude.
yeah,
It's like the kids who know Will Smith as an actor and not a rapper.
right.
Yeah.
To me, Will Smith will always be
He's
a
all- yeah.
rapper who
Started acting.
Started acting.
Yeah.
Same. Well, I'm a Philly girl, so yeah. He's,
Yeah.
one of the local heroes, if you will.
Yeah, I just think there's a way to look at what they do. That's the thing I feel like Dane Cook doesn't get enough credit for, because everybody was so busy hating him that they didn't want to tip the hat to the fact that he figured out a way to
On
Got the
MySpace, yeah.
MySpace.
to
Like
intersect the tech with the branding.
he figured it out first, kind of.
Correct.
Don't you think? Like
Correct.
we should all hate him just because he's responsible for the social media. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. It's like
But no, I'm
he-
serious. Like what he did was pretty amazing, though.
He threw his car keys at me one time.
Oh, that's true.
I don't
forgot
support
about
him.
That's different.
I wasn't even working the parking lot. That was the insulting part.
Both things can be true.
Well, he's not a regular here, so you don't get to throw keys unless you're a regular here.
Yeah.
you can only throw keys at the guy who's making $20 a shift if
Yeah.
you got passed
Yes.
to make $20 a
But
set.
because you're doing Louis Anderson's show, and I've already had to deal with Louis Anderson telling me I should come swim in his pool,
Oh my
I'm
God.
not putting up with
This
this.
is taking a turn.
Hold on a second. Louis a good guy. He's a regular. You get in that pool.
Oh,
You
Louis is great.
understand?
I have no problem with Louis. Now I'm older, and he doesn't want me to come swimming, so it's a whole different thing.
So it hurts. It hurts
yeah,
a different
now,
way.
Yeah, now I just feel bad about who I am.
Got
you
it.
know?
Got it. Wait, so when you started in Alabama,
Yeah.
right? And then you went to New York, or
I went to L.A. I came out here.
oh, you came to
So
LA first.
I was, which was a
Ah.
mistake. I should have gone to New York because it would have made my comedy muscle stronger. But I had the TV dreams, and
Of
I'm gonna
course.
get
Well, Tommy
cast.
Davidson, you had
I'm
his
gonna take
address.
an acting class, and then I'm gonna get on a sitcom. And then
What acting class?
immediately,
I've
Leslie
taken so
Kahn,
many.
you already know.
One of my favorites.
Immediately, I come out here, and then I book like 90 colleges.
Oh,
So
wow.
I'm living in LA, but I'm on the road 25 days a month, just doing colleges because that's how I'm affording to live in LA. It's just the one big fucking push.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
like
Like you're
this,
here, but get out.
God, I wish I
Damn.
could talk to all the young comics. Like
Do
one
it.
day.
They listen.
Like I like if you're gonna be here, you have to be here.
I get it.
There's no point in paying to live here
But-
if you're not.
The problem was that I'd been down south for 9 years, and I was finally starting to headline rooms and co-headlining closing rooms, and I was again. You inherit your predecessor's goals, which is the worst thing that you could do. So my thought was, well, I'm headlining, so I have to keep headlining because if I don't headline,
Yeah.
if I don't take the weeks they give me, all this work will be for naught,
Right.
and I'll get demoted back to
Yeah.
feature or co. I'm in LA, but I've got to go. And you're doing like 5, 4-night runs. I'm doing like Thursday through Sunday comedy clubs, and then I'm tacking on a Wednesday at a college
Wow.
or a Monday at a college. So that
Right.
I failed to see the importance of the networking aspects in Los Angeles. That was my biggest mistake. But I never understood the value of networking because I'm from a region where networking is not the norm.
Right.
You
Sure.
don't hang after a show. You go the
Go.
fuck home and go to sleep.
You got a day job.
You got a
You
day
got-
job. You got to
Yeah.
drive. You have the next gig. Like you're doing 5 cities. You're doing 4 cities in 5 days in some of these
Yeah.
southern runs. So it's not the same city every night. It's not the same headliner every night. Sometimes, like I remember Tom Sobel runs. Oh my God, Comedy Caravan. You would work 4 nights in a week, and you would
Okay.
be with 2 or 3 different headliners
Oh,
that
this is-
week.
What's that called? A tip.
Like a run, like
Yeah.
a Tribble run, but Tribble was more of a Western.
West Coast
He was
thing,
a West Coast guy, but like these club owners, like you would do, like say, a week run might be Lexington, Kentucky on a Monday, Pikeville, Kentucky. You do Prestonburg, and then you do Charleston, West Virginia, Friday, Saturday.
Wow.
So that's 5 nights, 5 nights of performing over the course of like say 6 days. And you'll be with a different airline. So there's no rapport built. And you see guys, and you know them,
Yeah.
and you remember them, but all of your peers are gone. You are essentially alone. Like the difference is big city, to be a new comic in a big city is to go to a public school. To be a new comic in the Midwest is to be homeschooled.
Oh. Okay.
So you're by yourself. You're still
Yeah.
learning the job.
But you're by yourself.
You're by yourself. So other than a couple comics in your city, and it's a little different now because all these cities have more scenes. Nashville has a
great.
legitimate scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1998, it was fucking Zanies. The end.
That was it.
Period.
Yeah.
So if you're a local comic, you might hang out on the one open mic night, but the rest of the month, you motherfuckers is gone, zigzagging.
Yeah.
And then when you see each other in a month, you come back and you share road stories. But that week to week connecting and then making these friendships and then collaborating and creating these cool projects, and half the people that work together now have always worked together or met in some way back in the, like when you watch Comedians in Cars, like you can
Yeah.
tell when Jerry's talking to somebody that's really from his fucking old days.
Exactly.
His mood is different. Like his
Different,
vibe
everything.
is different.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's fucking Mario
Wait.
Joyner. Like it's just a different fucking up.
They
Yeah.
finish each other's sentences. They know.
He's happier talking to Gary Shandling on
Right.
that one than he was talking to the newer comics.
Right.
Yeah.
You can just tell.
And it's like he respects them, the new guy. Like I
They're his
love that he
peers,
put
yeah.
Sebastian on. You know, that's
There's
great.
no history, so it's just a different
Exactly.
feel.
Yeah.
And so when you're a comic from the South, you just don't have that. You don't have, like, at least I didn't. I
Yeah.
didn't have that. So I came out here, so South for 9 years. I came to LA. I was here for 7. The last 3 or 4 were good. I booked Sullivan and Son
Oh yeah, that's
with
right.
Steve Byrne and the boys.
That was Steve's show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Steve been
Pre-
backwards.
Losing his shit, Owen.
Oh yeah.
Still
Oh,
able to
and,
communicate with human beings,
yeah.
Owen.
Ahmed was in the mix
Benjamin.
on that one.
Ahmed.
Yeah.
A lot of people were on. That was great.
Yeah, that was a good time. And so then I made the decision. Like I was booking some stuff, but LA was just okay. I mean, I made a lot of friendships, but just career-wise, I feel like I wasn't going anywhere. So I just made the decision to move to New York. And around the same time I made the decision to move to New York, I booked The Daily Show.
That's amazing.
So I was like,
Oh, see, I thought
okay,
you
well,
moved to
I'm
New York
supposed to-
because you booked The Daily Show.
No,
That's
I was
great.
It was
Oh, okay.
already in the car. If I'm gonna work 20 days a month, because I also started adding back road work at this point
Okay.
because the sitcom had gotten canceled, and so I was doing a few more colleges, but I couldn't do as many colleges because I was older now and my material was
Ages out.
turning.
Yeah.
Sure.
I couldn't maintain youthful material, and that's something I still struggle with. Like I cannot fake for an hour the material that
Who
you want to
could?
hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised.
Well, you're right. You're right.
But those
for a
guys,
nickel, yeah, you're right.
but those guys that's what they do. So
Yeah.
they put a face on, and then they go do these colleges. And
Yeah.
Relate to 19-year-olds.
there's some that just know how to do it, and that's who they are. And then there's others that it's straight up a face. And the moment the show ends, they go get slammed somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
and curse them out on the campus. You get the fuck out.
that shit eats at you. So I just figured, fuck it, man. I'll be closer to the gigs, shorter flights.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
Things like that. And then, 2-3 things led to another, and fucking booked the shit.
That's amazing. What,
Fucking
what was your
Neil Brennan.
showcase like here? Oh wait, what did Neil Brennan?
I'm saying
do?
Neil Brennan was the one that took my name to Trevor Noah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, yeah.
He
And
was
so-
here one night, Trevor. I think he was watching Mike Costa,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Trevor comes in and watches all the comics and stuff.
which was great. Yeah, but I think it was
Yeah.
right when Mike was getting hired, or right before he got hired.
Yeah, that's when
Something
they
like
come
that.
sniffing. Yeah,
And
they
it-
did the same thing with me in New York.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, and Mike was killing, thank God. So, because I was like, oh, that's amazing that randomly he's just here. But I think Mike knew, because you put your big
Yeah.
game face on.
I'm still
When you're-
convinced that's I'm going to get discovered when someone comes to see someone who's
And he
put
was
in the
sitting with
effort to get discovered.
He was sitting with Chris Spencer in the back, so I didn't know if he was here to see Chris or Mike. But Mike was annihilating, and I was like, oh, I'm thrilled
Perfect.
that he's seeing this. So, yeah, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah,
and the
that shit is
OR
great.
being packed versus when, I was a waitress here when there was nobody here. And
Mm-hmm.
the comics would showcase for industry or whatever, and there'd be like, I don't know, 8 people in the audience.
Yeah, I mean,
And then an industry guy in the back going, yeah, this is interesting.
there was only 8 people because the industry guy was there.
You're right.
And he's looking around like, do they know
Are
the
they
club's
open?
open? What's going on here?
Yikes.
I remember someone having someone from CBS, I think, came to see him. This is like 2005, 2004. The we call it the dark years because
Yeah.
there was never
Nobody
anyone
was
here.
here.
So someone foolishly decided to do the showcase at the Comedy Store, and they got it worked out. They put them on the side, pop in or whatever, so they go up whenever.
The
And,
showcase spot.
Yeah, the executive came in and they said, "Yeah, I'm here to see so and they sat him, and then we waited probably another 20 minutes because we couldn't start till there were 6 people,
That's right.
and he was one of 4. And then at a certain point,
Oh.
someone's like, "Yeah, that guy's getting restless. He keeps asking why we haven't
When?
started the show." And then they got here, and it was probably he probably sat there for an hour before the comic came to see. He was like, "I'm not going up in front of to do this if there's 6 people here, including the guy."
I refuse to bomb.
Yeah, he was just like, "It's going to be terrible because I'm not going to get anything out of it." And so eventually the guy came and he says, "Do you know so and so here?" And I said, "Yeah, he's supposed to be here, but I'm not sure it's going to be. If you see him, would you tell him I'll just come back and see him another time?" Like, all right.
Smart.
Yeah.
Dude,
I went,
yeah, we
went the
just-
back. I said, yeah, he left. He said he's coming another time.
That was tough times, man. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, here was dark. That's why I was curious what year you came out here, and did you showcase
I showcased a lot.
with
you
Tommy
know,
or Mitzi or both?
I showcased with Tommy, and so Tommy's thing, and here's
No.
what I'll say.
Well,
Rick
Here's
does a
what I'll
Tommy that
say.
people go crazy from.
So at the time, I understand the legend of the store. It's something that I liken to the Comedy Cellar in New York in terms of the legacy and the history and its storied lineups and the worth of being considered worthy of being on the stage. Fine. So Byrne got me the vouch for Tommy.
Okay. That's a good one. He liked him a lot.
And so I go to Tommy and I come by on a Monday, and Tommy is basically saying, yeah, come by, we'll watch you, whatever.
Oh.
Okay.
Hang out, okay?
Hang out. That's what he said.
Yeah,
We
I was
just need
always
to
the
see
thing.
you around.
Yeah.
Okay. Fine. So I come on Mondays, and I'll hang from like 8 to 10. Sometimes they slot me in, sometimes they don't. Sometimes I didn't get up.
Okay.
I get it. I drove for 10 years in a car. I understand the process of this room, and it is different and blah, 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 blah. And after about 3 months of just coming every fucking Monday and sometimes getting 8 minutes, sometimes not, I was just like, it is fine. Everything ain't for everybody. Like, it's not. I
Yeah.
wasn't even mad. I
You
know
have things
motherfuckers-
going on.
Motherfuckers that's the other thing, bro. Is
You
that
gotta keep.
my nigga, I'm missing sets that I could be doing other
Exactly.
places.
Yeah.
And this city doesn't give you that opportunity. Like, it's different if you're hungry and you got nowhere else to be.
You're going up in
But-
laundry mats and Redondo.
Yeah,
out there.
it's
So,
like
yeah.
no. I would rather drive all the way to Hermosa in those same 3 hours, do 10 minutes, be treated like a human being,
Yeah.
Yep.
get fed for free,
Yep.
quality fucking ribeye,
Yeah.
and then drive all the way back to
Yeah.
Panorama City. I would rather do
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
every Monday.
Dude, Tommy,
So-
he was so delusional in that era. That's the
His
same
power,
time.
Yeah.
Byrne also recommended Bert Kreischer, and Tommy. He told Tommy, Bert Kreischer, he does well on the road. He has a Comedy Central thing. So all right, well, have him call. So Bert called and was like, "Yeah, Steve said he talked to you about me." He's like, "Yeah, we could maybe get you parking cars here."
What?
And Kreischer was like, "No, listen, man,
I have a
had
TV
comedy.
show.
Yeah, I've had
Like-
comedy specials. I'm not like a 21-year-old kid.
He
I
had that
have-
travel show at the
Yeah.
time, I think.
He said, I
Yeah.
have a family. I'm not parking cars. Oh, you think you're bigger than the club?" He's
Oh.
like, "No, I just think I'm better than parking cars at the club." So Bert hung up on him, and he called him back. "You don't hang up on the Comedy Store." You're like, You're not the Comedy Store, man. You're a guy who works there.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was a little nutty. So
yeah.
I was just
so, I mean,
curious
that,
if he gave
that
you.
was the hazing, and so
Okay.
I was like, you know what, this is fine. I'm not gonna do it.
No uncomfortable racial slurs, because those happen a lot.
I heard about that, but
Okay.
I mean, he never hit me with that flavor. But I just took it as, okay, you're power hungry and you want to keep your thumb on everybody.
That's the
So-
yeah, I mean, that's
That's
exactly
basically
what it was.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I stopped
I
fucking
didn't
with
discover you.
it. But then I would just do everybody's produced shows.
Right.
So I was still getting
Smart.
on here.
yeah.
So I would do fucking Tuesday. I'd do the Thursday upstairs. I'd do the
Mhm.
fucking roast battle. I'd do the fucking.
There's so many other shows.
Yeah,
right now.
there's a
Yeah.
thousand other shows. I don't give a fuck about my name being painted on the wall, man. I just want to get on stage as much as I can
Yeah.
and try and stay and get better. And so then he would see me on those nights and go, I haven't seen you around.
Ah,
And I go, yeah, man, I'm doing so.
busy.
Yeah, I just
I'm
said
a
I'm on the road.
comedian, so
So I
Yeah.
just left it at that. And then I guess there was a change in the guard here.
Yeah.
And so
well, I
then-
got set up.
That's not true, Tommy. That's not what happened at all.
They-
You gotta calm down.
There was politics involved. Yeah, I stole thousands of dollars.
Yeah, that was wrong, Tommy.
Wow.
You can't do that.
So yeah, apparently there was a change in the guard, and so Adam fucked with me and he made shit right.
Yeah,
Nice.
Adam, but that's what we love about Adam is he loves comedy, like, and knows it. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
And you don't
Yeah.
care if he's the guy who developed you or didn't.
yeah.
He likes putting on the lineups that thrill the crowd.
I like when they. I think they put it on Twitter or something. The new paid regulars, and you were on there. I was so confused because I'm like, wait, he's not a paid regular.
Nope.
I just always assumed, I guess, but
No.
and
But then I came around enough and was on enough shows, and
Yeah.
it was fine. I mean, it's
He
not.
was even a Comedy Store softball team player.
that's what I mean. I just always assumed you were a regular.
There's a comedy club in North Carolina that still thinks I'm a feature act. that I
No.
should feature. So it's the game, man.
Yeah.
It's gonna be somebody that don't fuck
hilarious.
with you.
You're right. I mean, you got to find, and I
Oh.
think people should listen to. You have to find the people that fuck with you, if you will.
Yeah,
That's what how
I've
you want to say
never,
it, but-
I don't know, I've just never taken offense to rejection because a lot of it is just your own personal issues. It ain't got nothing to do
Yeah.
with me.
You're right.
So I have to do what's most efficient for me on a Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
Is I would rather go to Flappers.
Yeah.
Then watch an open mic that you might not
Well,
get on.
I know at Flappers I'm gonna get on stage twice,
Yeah.
maybe 3 times if somebody no shows,
Right.
and it's a better hang. The comics are treated more. I enjoyed hanging out there more.
Yeah.
Like Flappers always
And
like.
plus, it was new back then, so they
Yeah,
were really
exactly.
into it. Yeah.
So that was the spot where it was a good mix of newbies and vets. So I
Mm-hmm.
felt like I got a good balance of hanging with people I knew while being inspired by younger people coming up
Yep.
and
They were always
just
nice to
being
me.
on that scene.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, there's other shit.
Yeah, fuck this.
I'll
This
go
ain't
to-
the only club, and that's what people forget.
Yeah.
That they focus so much on. I gotta get my name on that wall. Why? There's a lot of names on that wall that ain't so great. Mitzi realized she made a mistake, but too late to get the black paint out and paint over their names.
Yeah.
Tommy was always crazy with that. Well, I really have to want to be a part of this club. I'm like, a lot of people just want to be
Work.
comedians.
They
Like,
just want to work.
it's not it. I feel like he really wanted the like 1985, yeah, it's even 70s where it was like,
The
You were-
only club in town.
Yeah, it
It
was
was
like-
this in the Improv, maybe one other.
Yeah,
the
it was
Ice
just
House, I think, was
golden age
there.
of
And Hermosa.
you got to be loyal to the club. See,
Yeah.
That's what I mean, man. You inherit your predecessors' traditions and goals, man,
yeah,
That's true. That's
without a desire to evolve.
But thank God you evolved and now are on the Daily Show
Yes.
and Crank Yankers and always working.
Working
and
my
you
ass off.
still
so are you on 3 shows on Comedy Central?
Yeah.
good
yeah.
boy. So you have
Yeah.
this is not happening.
Yeah.
Are they still
Hopefully that
doing
comes
that?
back. Hopefully
Okay.
it comes back. We just ran the last episodes this summer.
Yeah.
So they're still deciding and whatever
Right.
their
Yeah, it was great.
Good
I went to a
corporate
taping.
analytics
Yeah.
and all that stuff. Yeah. And that's also a big shout out to Ari Shafir for being cool about that, because that situation could have really went sideways with me hosting, but it didn't.
Yeah.
No, because I think he was just, I mean, he understood what he wanted something different, and it was time for him to walk away from
Yeah,
it.
and we had a long conversation before I took that gig anyway. So
Yeah.
we had like a
Okay.
one-on. We talked for like 2 hours.
Yeah, Ari's a good friend of ours because we all
Yeah.
worked here together for years. I mean,
Mhm.
people think I went on a date with him, but I didn't.
It was
And
a
I'd like to
date.
clear that.
It was a date.
It wasn't a
sure?
date. It wasn't a date. Oh, look at the guys. 2 guys teaming up on the girl. It wasn't a date.
Was it food?
was- Yes.
Did he
I got
pay?
bit by a dog. No.
He didn't pay?
No.
Well, it's Ari,
That's
so
not
that
Jewish.
doesn't count.
Yeah.
And Dutch, obviously.
That's not a date.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I got bit by a dog, and I'm getting accused of dating. Ari.
Obviously, you've never been on a date with Ari. If you think getting
He
bit by
brings
a
the
dog
dog.
doesn't count as
Well,
a date.
you're right. Yeah. Well, that's my dog. It bit you. But I heard, was it at Skankfest where he came out naked?
Yeah,
He's
that was
such
like
an idiot.
Yeah,
He
that was
loves
like
to be
our-
naked.
That was our bonding moment. where it, in a
That
weird,
just bring you closer together.
what that cemented in a weird way. So there are a lot of people that are very upset that I was hosting.
Yeah, because they don't understand.
And Ari's fans are they're
little-
questionably psychotic. Some
Yeah.
of them.
Motivated.
Yeah.
I would just call
Yeah,
them
yeah,
motivated.
yeah.
And they have ways of
great way to put
finding
it.
your inbox.
Yeah. Okay.
That's crazy.
So it wasn't anything worse or different than what I've gotten on the Daily Show. So it never.
Okay.
I get it. He's your friend and he's not hosting the thing you like. So you're mad at your stepdad. That's fine.
Right.
It's the same shit Trevor got in the early days.
Oh,
when he
with
took over for
John.
So
Yeah.
But they
I've
don't-
seen that.
Why don't people understand how it works? Like,
Because
take
that's
Because people
not-
want what they're used to.
Yeah.
If they've settled in, like we're not talking about savvy people. We're talking about people whose life is based on they consistently do the same thing every
Well, they
night for
change.
10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apple took the headphone jack off of a phone, and
Yes.
people lost their. No one wants change.
Yeah.
So that's fine, but like there was always the lob of the assumption that Ari and I had beef. And
Okay,
we've never
exactly.
been further from it. Always been cool. We've done shows together
Yeah.
numerous times over the past 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Always
sure.
bumping into each other, and it's all. But no fan sees that. And
They
I'm
don't
not,
know. Yeah.
and I'm also not gonna go and take a selfie with Ari and post and go, see, look, we're
good
Yeah.
friends.
That's fuck
dumb.
shit. You
Yeah,
don't
you're
do
an
that.
adult.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just live your life, and
Yeah.
if that's their narrative, you just got to let them live that. You can't change that.
Yeah.
So Skankfest happens. I go. Ari performed before me with clothes on,
Thank God.
and then I come out on stage to do my song or whatever we're doing.
The comedy jam.
Yeah, we're doing comedy
Right.
jam. So I'm getting ready to sing a song, and then somebody in the back of the room just goes, "Get Ari back out here."
Idiots.
But it wasn't on some. We enjoyed his performance. It wasn't on some. We enjoyed Ari so much. I don't even want to see what this guy. That's the fucking guy
Yeah.
that stole the show.
Right.
Get Ari
Right.
back out here so we can. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get this
That's-
mob
I want some
started.
tension.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I heard the motherfucker say it, and I go, you know what? Yeah, you're right. Let's get Ari back out here. And the crowd fucking roars and fucking starts singing the song. And this motherfucker comes out on stage butt ass naked.
Stupid. I hate him.
God, I wish I
His
knew what
asshole
Ari looked like
tampon.
naked.
And I just stand to the side of the stage. You do your gig. Always respect the set for the people who paid. So I do my time.
Right. You did your
I
thing.
do my time way over here.
I'm feeling you.
And Ari's way over there.
Yes.
Dancing
Separate.
butt naked.
Mm-hmm.
But that, if there was ever a moment to illustrate to the people that he and I have never had beef,
You're
it was-
fine,
It
yeah.
was that moment.
Yeah.
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 So in a weird way, it was like, all right, that had to happen so that these fuckers will let go
Yeah.
of this.
One
Dumb
asshole's in the
shit.
back like, oh, there's going to be a fight. And they're like, nope, Ari's just dancing naked.
And
He's
cool
singing.
with it. Wow, they're friends.
Yeah, wait a
It
minute.
seems like they're okay with each
Did
other.
we create something that wasn't really there?
Exactly.
Idiots.
Yeah.
And so, and since then, I haven't gotten any fucking bullshit mail.
There you go. Yeah, 'cause
word
they-
travels.
They do get like a little crazy. Like I do a podcast with Danish and O'Neill. These guys are so crazy. Their fans constantly will throw, like, I get emails, I get DMs. I'm like, how did you, what? Who are you? But they're great, but they're crazy.
The only hate mail that concerns me is people who email me based on what they think I am.
Exactly. That's scary.
It's like a guy sent me a message on a platform. A guy sent me a message, and it's basically, people like you are the ones who are da-da-da-da-da, some anti-political shit.
Right.
I bet you're one of those guys who, and it's like a list of 5 things of which 4 of them don't even, I'm not that, I don't believe in that, I don't, like,
Yeah.
but you're just angry and you just needed an outlet. You needed someone to vent to. So, you know what, man, I'll be that tonight. Go and send me this email.
And is this from that Daily Show thing you did?
Yeah. And that's all, but that's all. Anytime a Daily Show piece airs,
Right.
or I do something on a Daily Show, especially if it's on race,
Yeah.
Oh,
I know I'm gonna catch 2-3 bullets that night.
Yeah.
I know I'm gonna
Really?
crack open the Facebook or something, and there's gonna be somebody talking shit. But again, that's all in the game.
Yeah.
right.
That's just what it is. That's what I signed up for. You don't want to do that?
Yeah,
Keep your
because
profile low.
Go
Yeah.
get on Cupcake Wars or something.
on the Daily Show, I mean, they think whatever you're saying is your beliefs,
Wow.
no matter what it is.
And they don't
Or-
they don't respect the greatest president / man that ever lived in the
Okay,
history of the
okay.
world on
I
that
like that
show.
Your accent changed. That's weird.
Yeah, the sarcasm on the Daily Show goes over people's heads sometimes. But we also live in a
Yes.
world where shit is so crazy. Sarcasm is a tough thing to pull off.
Oh yeah.
Everybody assumes you to be honest,
Yeah.
telling the truth.
Well, our leader's so honest, so I think that's
That's exactly
I
right.
think
That's what I'm
what-
trying to say, Eleanor.
I'm
is
sorry,
he's
I'm
the
so
only one
sorry.
telling us the
I'm
truth.
sorry, you're right. He's
Me
the
and,
truth teller.
me and the kids I grew up with in Kansas are some of the only people who understand how things really
That's
are.
so weird.
And we post about it on Facebook every day.
I've seen it.
And the
I've
other-
blocked most of
Other
it.
30 people we grew up with happen to like it.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be the Daily Show. All the late shows are totally driven by this idiot in office. I mean,
Yeah.
It's so much great material. Like, how can you pass it up?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good stuff. You just try to find the angle that nobody else has on it.
True. But even if
it's-
he was doing a great job, it didn't matter because he's such a nut. It's wide open material.
I mean, the Daily Show has lasted for decades now through
Yeah.
different presidencies, and
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like when Obama was in office, the Daily Show was like, we have nothing to talk about now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they
So-
found what to mock.
Yeah, there's
great.
still always something to mock. It's just the issue, I would guess, and I don't know for sure on this, is that Trump supporters are so insanely loyal with some stuff.
Yeah.
They're like, anytime anyone makes a joke, like I'll just see a video someone posts of like Colbert doing like one joke, and then you read the comments on it, and it's like insane people. I mean, you
Yeah,
read,
and
you're
they've
just like,
taken it to the most extreme
Yeah.
place.
Yeah, you're like,
and there's
what the
nothing you
fuck?
can do to defend that.
Yeah, because we're outnumbered.
Oh, big
But
surprise coming from the liberals who have children locked up in their basements. You're
Wait,
like,
what?
What?
That's a weird assessment.
Everyone
Odd.
knows Colbert is over there with. You're like, I don't think Colbert's kidnapping children, despite.
Yeah, I think he's all right.
That's what they say.
Yeah, that's what it's
but
always.
the other side too. The other side goes crazy too. I think the whole world is just
You got
topsy turvy right.
you got to go one way or the other. There's no
I'm
neutral
going to
anymore.
Portland in a week, 2 weeks, and I'm nervous. Like, cause there's
I
all
hope-
this
I hope
Antifa
Antifa
up there throwing shit at people.
Oh,
I'll fight
yeah.
everybody. I'm a street fighter. I
Proud
don't give a shit.
boys out there punching people and shit.
Yeah,
Proud
look, I'll
Boys.
punch. I got no problem punching somebody.
The
I'm
most
not-
homoerotic right-wing
What
group
the
name of
hell?
all time.
A lot of punching. You need to wear some pads.
I'm a street fighter. I'm from South Philly. I'll fight
Ev-
that whole fucking neighborhood.
Both sides are going to be getting the bat
Yeah,
when
I can't-
Eleanor's up there.
Yeah. You
I don't know
wow.
who's who.
Wait,
but
which
who's
side are
swinging
you?
me?
I don't care for that side either.
I'm a middle ground walker. I'm not on anybody's side. I'm in my own world.
Middle ground walker, the Eleanor Kerrigan story.
Yeah.
Just walking down the street with
Pick
a
a side,
baseball bat.
lady. Pick a side.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. You're amazing.
Yeah.
pleasure.
Do you have things you want to promote? Shows
yes,
or
The Daily
No.
Show,
No.
Crank Yankers.
My name is Roy Wood Jr. Google me.
Roy Wood
Nice.
Jr. Google him.
That's
Google
it.
Voice. What was that thing you brought up? Like, I'm gonna have to Google Voice.
Yeah.
Is that a real thing?
It's digital telephone.
Okay,
You
you, don't have
can
to
make-
rub it in. I
You
get.
can you can
I
make
get how I
phone.
grew
It's
up.
like Skype, but just Google instead of Skype.
Ask Rick if he knows how to Skype.
Yeah.
Listen,
But you can just use Skype as a phone. It doesn't have
He
to
doesn't
have
know
a,
how
it
to do
doesn't
it.
have to be a video component.
yeah, I don't
you
know.
just-
That's true. I don't know how to do any of it.
I
Oh,
did
yeah.
it. I
I'm
did
not
it.
learning.
WhatsApp,
I
all
ain't
that
learning either.
Oh, I like WhatsApp. I like that.
It's in that ballpark. Google Voice is in that WhatsApp
Okay,
ballpark.
okay. Because we were in Australia, so you use that to like
Oh,
when you're out of the
yeah.
country. Yeah, yeah.
Overseas calls.
Killer.
Yeah.
Yeah, WhatsApp. I was like, oh, this is awesome. Then I called my mom every day. She's like, what are you doing? I thought I wasn't going to hear from you. I'm like, damn.
Nah,
She hates me down under, too.
I got dick to promote. Nothing.
Damn.
Not
this
dick.
guy's,
not
pro-
the
this guy's
dick.
promoting
I said
dick.
I have nothing.
Wait a minute.
We're talking about
Dick is jack shit. Not like
the finest dick in Hollywood is here
brought to
tonight,
you by
guys.
some dick.
Wait till you see this dick.
We're talking dick out of Birmingham.
But
So yeah, that's it, man.
thank you
Cool.
so
Thanks
much.
for
That's
being on, man.
amazing. You're awesome.
Appreciate
Thank you
it.
for coming down, stopping by,
All good, all
killing
good.
it in the main room. Yeah.
Good times.
Thank you for listening to the Comedy Store podcast. I know I have to promote stuff, but I'm West Nyack. I'm going to be headlining New York, August 29th through the 1st. We're only doing one show a night because it's Labor Day. It's assuming that's why they let me headline. Anyway, this is a terrible weekend. Labor Day's so awful, but come out. I was just there. You guys were like, when are you coming back? Now I'm coming back as a headliner. Let's go. And then Portland, if I don't fight with all the Antifas, whatever. Is that how you say it?
I don't think
Antifa?
that's correct, but it sounded good.
How do you say it?
I don't know. You should tweet him in there.
Just hashtag
Hashtag-
Portland Antifa and they'll show up.
Okay, good. So maybe they'll come out.
Just
Let's settle our differences.
Tell
and
them you're
sell some
right wing.
tickets.
They'll angrily show up, and then
I
what
don't do
happens,
political
happens.
jokes.
She's a
so
proud
come
girl.
on. Yeah. Come on out. I'm easy. Whatever
Proud
those.
girls like the Daughters of the Confederacy. Some support group that brings snacks.
Come
We're
to
here
the
to support
Comedy
our man.
Store. Yeah. See a live show. See Rick.
Yep, I'll be here.
Roy, are you here all weekend?
Yeah, I'll be here.
Excellent.
No, Thursday and Friday. No Saturday.
Okay. Look at
But
you.
I'll be here doing shows.
Nice.
Got it. All right.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks so much for listening. Josh, you have something to promote? Come on, do it. All right.
Nope.
Thank you, Roy.
All right. Bye.